when you see countries and non-state actors challenging norms in particularly egregious ways, the right way to respond is to strengthen those norms and create new norms. But let's also be clear that over the past decade, what we have seen is an increasing erosion of those norms, an increasing willingness of rogue actors to breach those norms, and an unwillingness of many governments, including the United States, to effectively stand up. We saw that, of course, with the Red Line in Syria, Assad must go. We saw that, for example, in terms of Georgia in 2008, in Ukraine in 2014. We've seen it in Afghanistan. We've seen it in Myanmar. We've seen it in Venezuela. We've seen it in Haiti. And I think what we're seeing right now at the Munich Security Conference is a decision by the United States and all of its allies that this line is too far. Enough.
Well, it's really interesting to hear you say that because in the cyber realm, we've seen great hesitance or fear of escalation to go strike back, and a little bit in this Biden administration, people beginning to question that. Were we too cautious? And I'm wondering whether the current crisis is going to feed that thought and make the United States a little less concerned about what escalation could look like, and a little bit more concerned about what's happening right now.
I've heard that from members of cabinet. You look at something like the Havana syndrome, and this question of these hundreds of diplomats who have, and their families, Americans who have ended up with some level of brain damage around the world. And there is pretty strong conviction in the intelligence community in the US that the Russians are behind this, but we don't have proof, and we also haven't done anything about it. And there's a view of we need to respond more strongly when a country like Russia is going to take action against the US. Think about the 2016 election interference, and that Obama, for many reasons that we don't need to relitigate right now, decided that he was going to respond late and limited. And I think that Putin has taken a great number of lessons from all of that. We all are asking, what lessons is China going to take from Ukraine? No, the most important lesson, what lessons is Putin taking from America's own recent past? And we are living with the legacy of that. And I fully agree with you, David. And I'm sure that your point comes from many conversations you've had in this administration, that there is a belief that the Americans must be willing to have a tougher response when their norms continue to be chipped away at piece by piece by piece.